BookTV recently visited Capitol Hill to ask members of Congress what they're reading this summer.
Well, it's a pretty eclectic collection of books. The first one is Holly Bailey's book, The Mercy of the Sky. That's on the May 2013 tornado that ravaged my hometown in Moore, Oklahoma. Holly is actually a friend. She was a student of mine in the late 1990s as a young cub reporter, took a class on how to run a political campaign because she wanted to learn about that, and I happened to be her teacher. But the central characters are all people I know. The person, the city manager, the mayor, these are all personal friends of mine. Actually, the city manager's daughter used to work for me. So it's a pretty compelling story. My wife was there during the storm, so very personal and very interesting book. Then Mike Morell's book. Mike was the deputy director of the CIA, and it's called The Great War of Our Time, insider's account from the CIA. And Mike was actually with President Bush on 9/11, and then with President Obama the night that he got Osama bin Laden. So this is a really inside account of the war on terror, its roots, its origins, where we're headed. Very serious book. Then I'm going to take a break from being serious and read two novels. There was a wonderful PBS series this fall called Wolf Hall on Thomas Cromwell, who was a pivotal political figure in the time of Henry VIII. Worked for Cardinal Wolsey and for the king. Eventually lost his head. But I saw the series and thought, boy, that's a great series. And then when I noticed it was based on two novels by Hilary Mantel, the first one being Wolf Hall and the second one being Bringing Up the Bodies, I thought, well, I'm going to order those and read them. And so I'm just looking forward to that read. I think it'll be a good one. Then probably move on from there, and I've got a variety of just different books I want to cover. Hank Paulson's book, Dealing with China. I had a chance to deal with Secretary Paulson during the financial crisis in 2008, and frankly, in the last couple of years of the Bush administration. Appreciate, frankly, the service he rendered to the country at a very difficult time. And he's had this whole aspect of a career with China at the beginning when he was a very young man, and probably knows more about the Chinese, and that's clearly going to be a competitor and hopefully a partner of ours for many, many decades to come, or as far as we can see into the future. So I wanted to get to know a little bit more about that. Then I'm blanking on the name, but it's called The Last Stand. It's Nathaniel Pitchlin, I believe. And that's another one of these classic accounts that I can't get enough of Custer, Sitting Bull, and the Battle of the Little Bighorn, and traces Custer's career up to that point, which his first Indian massacre is actually just outside my district in Congressman Lucas's district in Oklahoma, out in far western Oklahoma near Cheyenne. So looking forward to reading that book. Has a tragic ending, obviously. Then Sheila Bair is another person from the past in terms of the financial crisis. She was director of the FDIC. I read a great book by her a couple of years ago, which was an autobiography and a review of that crisis. But she has a new book out called The Bullies of Wall Street. I just happened to watch her interviewed on Morning Joe, and I've always thought she was just an exceptional public servant and has the ability to take something that's extremely complex, like financial crisis, and put them in very understandable terms. And she continues to have serious concerns about some of the practices in the financial community. So I thought, given my day job, that's probably something that I ought to know a little bit about. And it's one other book that I was thinking about, and it's skipped I've forgotten about it. So, but that'll pretty much get me through the summer, I think.
And BookTV wants to know what you're reading this summer. Tweet us your answer at BookTV, or you can post it on our Facebook page, facebook.com/BookTV.